Hi everybody, I want to thank you for coming to our website and watching this piece of video about the situation with Charter Cable in Clarksville, Tennessee. As most of you know, about 3 weeks ago, WKAG-TV was removed from Charter Cable because of signal concerns. There's a lot of things that we could go into here right now, a lot of things that were said, a lot of things that were actually laid out that we will address later if need be. But basically, we're here to show you the signal concerns are not concerns if things are done properly. Now, let me give you a little background. WKAG had been on cable in Clarksville, Tennessee since 1992. We qualified for what's called must carry, which is federal law that puts you on cable because you qualify. There's 6 or 7 different things that you have to do. We met all of those then. We meet all of those now. Why has it taken us this long to kind of respond to this? We wanted to make sure we had all of our ducks in a row. We wanted to do some research. We installed some new equipment, which we said we would do to make sure the problem was resolved. But we also wanted to make sure some things were done properly. We felt like maybe hadn't been. My background is, I'm president, or I was president of a company or a group called the Community Broadcasters Association. And I dealt for 5 years with cable companies, with carriage issues, with the qualifications, what you have to do, what you can do, what you can't do, all of that. So, it's not like this is our first dance here. We knew what the heck was going on when we went into this. Now, first thing I want to do, Dave, if you'll bring up that thing we scanned a little earlier. I want to show this. This is Charter's original, their measurement of our signal, which says they did it in a bucket truck 30 to 35 feet off the ground. You can see it right there. You can also get this on our website that you're on right now. 30 to 35 feet off the ground. When you are dealing with must carry for cable television, for Class A low power television, which is what we are, the measurements must be done at the same height on the tower where you pick up your other full power stations. By those, I mean your channel 2, 4, 5, 7 Nashville stations, those. So, first thing we're already seeing is we were not measured at the proper height. We're talking 100 feet minimum difference, because here's what I found out. Interviewing 4 independent cable operators, none in Clarksville. I want to make sure you know that. None in Clarksville. 4 independent cable operators said that is always done usually between 130 and 150 feet. So now, our first big problem here is you can't measure it at 30 feet and expect to get the right signal. You've got to go to where you measure the others, 130 to 150 feet. All right, now the next thing we did, we thought, let's just show a bare bones, real rough scenario where we go into Clarksville, we do our own signal. Roll the tape if you would. You can see we went downtown, we got on top of a building down there, pretty tall building. Now we're still going to be way below where the cable company would do this, but here's what we did. We went down there, we took a 2-foot Yagi antenna. There it is right there. This thing is, I don't even know if it's 2 feet long. We ran it on a cable, we stuck it on a pole, we put it up about 10 or 12 feet in the air, and we thought, let's see if we can get the signal. Now here's the thing, we are farther away from the head end. That's Richard, one of our guys right there. He's holding that thing, so you can kind of get a feel for how big the antenna is when it goes back up compared to Richard. We're farther away from the Charter's pickup point than they would be. We're still probably 60 to 80 feet lower than Charter will pick up the signal if they do it properly, and using just that little antenna, some coax, and a receiver. This is the signal we got. Now, I don't want you to think this is a perfect signal. It's not, because this signal is kind of snowy, kind of grainy. We're not picking it up properly either. But if we did, if we went up another 50, 60 feet, if we had professionals sitting there actually doing it, getting the signal, tuning it in, all those things that have to be done, then the signal issue with Charter Communications is a moot issue. Now, for the last month, Charter has been telling you that the reason you no longer have local programming from WKAG is because of signal issues. We're here to say right now that with 30 minutes work, a few pieces of equipment, no fine-tuning, no standing up there tweaking the antenna, doing all of that stuff, we got that signal from downtown Clarksville. Charter, you're going to be closer than we are. Do it right. You'll be higher than we are, and our signal is just fine. So it's time to put WKAG back on cable where it belongs. 30 minutes work, folks. That's what we got. So call Charter today. Let's get us back on in there. You always have other options. Again, there are other things we could go into here. We choose not to do so at this time. But the signal issue, which for over a month now has been the single most said thing about WKAG and its position on charter is a moot point. The signal is there. It's time to get back on cable. And I appreciate you coming and watching this. Hope you have a good day.